Just thought I'd get some VR in during the my short little weekend here out of the play area. All I did was turn my head to the left. That's not good. I gotta recalibrate. Still, just turning my head to the left puts me out of the play area. Am I leaning back too far? Might be leaning back too far. I might need to scoot this couch up a little bit. Oh man, I can't tell how much is too much. Can't tell what's going on. Okay. Um Man, where do I begin? The Witcher. How about it? I am loving what they're doing with that show. I'm loving it. No major spoilers. I'm just gonna kind of spitball and talk about what I like about the show in general and what I think they could use work with if I can come up with anything. Man, and where this sense of, I don't know, grounded critique will come from or anything like that. It'd just be that, man, I've heard a bit about the books, people giving me synopses, and I've played a pretty good amount of their video game of the video game The Witcher 3, and man, I must say I am impressed. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of sit up straight then, so I can still turn and lean and without being completely blocked out or anything like that. Man, let me tell you, Henry Cavill, impressive. I was definitely not expecting such a good performance. Even though Henry Cavill is a good actor, he's great. Honestly, he's not Superman for no reason. But man, I did not see him nailing or being the one to play Geralt of Rivia, the Butcher of Blaviken, the alleged Kingslayer. Man, let me tell you, he nails it. Oh man, his gruff tones, his almost super serial, like, demeanor that he carries, like this sulky demeanor. It's perfect because just the same way he is in the video games, and then how he just hits you with that comic relief that you're just never expecting it. Him to suddenly say something funny, man, is perfect. You never expect Geralt to deliver these lines where, oh man, or do some of these things that he does. You're just like, oh, this is just, Geralt is serious. He's political and he's aware and he's woke and he's a realist, and oh man, he's just too serious for this. He kills monsters for a living, and he's a witcher, and that's it. That's all. Call Geralt to slay your monsters and your women, and that's it. Like, that's the character you think he's gonna be, but he delivers these lines sometimes. And this is just in the video games I'm talking about. Henry Cavill nails it, though, the way he delivers some of his stuff. And I don't know if it's the writing or if it's the portrayal, though. I feel like, though, that goes on, I feel like Henry Cavill's Witcher needs to smile a little bit more. That's probably the only thing I can kind of spitball to come up with for them to work on it. Henry Cavill needs to smile a little bit more. Because Geralt can smile. He does. He does. It's rare, almost, unless you're kind of like in a town just making chatty, just like small talk. But that happens, but I guess this Witcher, this Geralt of Rivia doesn't make small talk. Now, I haven't read the books, so I have no idea if that is accurate to Geralt of Rivia in the books. But man, it's slice. Slice back. It's more like a loop into a slice bag. Slice back. Split ass.
Caution, pull up.
Yeah. Man, he nails it. Like, kudos. Bravo, bravissimo. Henry Cavill. You're awesome, you really are. And of course, he's got great material to go off of with the books, which I'm hearing are amazing. And the video games are really close to how the books are, then I'm just gonna say, yeah, it's gold. And just keep doing what you're doing, bro. You're doing good. I'm glad that I'm hearing the CD Projekt Red definitely settled their issue that the writer for the Witcher books actually had with them. I mean, I'm glad, because otherwise it's just gonna be kind of a, well, sucks to be you kind of thing. That's my sentiment. That's the way I feel about it, is sucks to be you if you don't like that they took an idea that you thought was retarded or thought was not gonna work, and then they made it work. Yeah, it sucks to be you. Man, I was just gonna say, well, I'm just gonna watch them turn this into a absolute, like,
Caution, pull up. Caution.
absolute freaking gold mine. Man, and seeing this show, I've only seen the first 2 episodes. Seeing this Netflix original, it's making me want to pick up The Witcher 3 again and just start getting back into it. I let my buddy borrow it though, because I was like level 24 or something, or I was like level 25. I was just making it to Skellige, and I was just about ready to start pursuing Ceres Trail again.
Caution alert. Caution alert.
Woo! To work better at that. And see, I saw how stiff and wonky I got once the off course sign went. I made the turn, but afterwards it was just ugly. But yeah, man, I was ready to start off on Ceres Trail again and pick it up, and my PlayStation 4 crashed and all my data went to hell, along with my Witcher 3 saves. Man, if only they could choose. I don't know why that's not a thing yet. People uploading not just profile but game data to the cloud, so that you can pick up where you leave off from the cloud. And like, if your stuff crashes because your hardware sucks, because their hardware is just not, I guess, perfect, it's prone to crashes and all that, and just like anything else, but not usually something that'll completely wipe your hard drive. I feel like PCs don't do that too often. Usually your hard drive is just complete shit at that point. But I let a buddy of mine borrow it, but this game just makes me want to, I mean, this show just makes me want to steal it back and just grind my way back up, so I can hear more of, so I can see more of Geralt roleplay a little bit more. Him and his gruff, gritty reality and his personality there.
Caution, pull up.
Mach 2 barrel roll.
Caution, pull up. Caution, pull up.
Ugh. Out of the play area. Out of the play area. Yeah, I probably have to sit forward just a little bit more.
Caution. Pull up.
I skipped a little bit trying to look at the ground. I was doing some extra. I didn't have to do that. 99%. Okay. I won't do that again. Man. Besides that, though, man, like I said, no spoilers, but when he first came out and you first see Geralt, I didn't expect him to look that good as Geralt. I was like, okay, it's gonna be Henry Cavill. He's been getting buff. He's been doing the whole Superman fitness thing, right? He's a beast in the gym right now. He's training like he would for any other movie. He's gonna look like this big, yoked up, just jacked guy holding this sword, and his armor is gonna look like tight leather, right? It's just gonna be tight leather and you know, and a sword. It's gonna be like the old Hercules and Xena stuff. And I was thinking, okay, I'm not really ready for this because I wasn't expecting Netflix to do anything nice. But man, his armor, it looks like Geralt's armor. His sword, it looks Witcher-esque. Although I think they could do better with some of the props. It looks Witcher-esque. It looks like a Witcher sword. It looks good. And man, well, yeah, he's wearing it. And he's wearing the white hair, and it's working. And he is nailing the look for sure. But then he starts delivering the lines, and he takes on that gruff tone. And I guess I hear that Geralt is a British guy, or I hear that Henry Cavill is a British guy. I hear he's British or something, or he's from the UK. I had no idea. And he said he gets to let some of his accent slip out, and I say, hearing Mr. Cavill like that is new for me. I still welcome it. It's still pretty cool. It makes him more dynamic to have multiple accents like that. And it lends itself well to the era that they're telling the story in. I do wish I knew if Polish people actually sounded like he sounds. It's supposed to be like Polish mythology and whatnot. So I'm wondering if people should sound more like people from Poland. But his first introduction was great. It was great. Definitely get a feel for who Geralt is. He makes his whole neutrality statement, and his whole "I'm a good person, even though I'm a Witcher" statement. He does all of that, and then I know where we are. Let's head toward let's head back toward the airfield. It should be this way. It should be it over there. Should be. But yeah, he makes his appearance, and you get a feel for who he is, and man, you get a feel for his reality and who he is, and what he's dealing with. Man, it looks way better with burning aircraft or burning. Man, there's even more hangars in the campaign than there are here. And even if you call this the prequel,
Pull up. Caution.
the prequel campaign or something, or prequel missions, it looks better in the campaign. Like, there should be something here. I think they should do that in these VR games. They need things like ambient NPC characters, like just like trucks driving around, yeah, like cars in the lot, like, because people work at those hangars, like cars in the lot. Make some cars move. Have some helicopters flying down really low right there, small helicopters landing and taking off. Or I only say this because I work at an airport, and I know that airports, airstrips are very active. People are constantly coming and going. Yeah, have some people down there. Have some aircraft besides myself that are military, like taking off and landing there, people fueling and whatnot, defueling, all that. People going into hangars. Build some more hangars across that thing. Make it look good. Ugh, I hate how lazy I can actually see this game. Its development being. I hate that I can see how lazy it is. Just by doing a direct comparison to what they already have in front of our eyes. But all at the same time,
Caution.
you know,
Pull up.
I'm grateful that they made anything, but man, it's still kind of subpar. Never mind, it isn't kind of subpar. It's subpar for what they could have given us versus what they did give us. It's subpar. Yeah. And then, enough of that. Let's talk about Geralt's world. Man, it's dark. It's dark. Geralt's world is nice and creepy and dark, and seeing him with his mutant powers coming out
Caution.
is
Pull
a
up.
scary sight, and I can only imagine how strong he really is, because he doesn't really reveal how strong he really is at any point in time within these last couple episodes. I mean, he gives little hints. You can tell, like, with some of the combat that he goes through, that the guy's just a lot tougher than he lets on. But, you know, I don't feel like we get to see the full extent of it yet, and why should we? It's only episode 2, and I know that season 1 is already out because they're releasing it in seasons and not in episodes. Wait. Oh, it's not a boat. It's just a wave. But let me tell you. Yeah, after that, you get to see Geralt. You can see his world that he's in, and man, it makes you depressed. But I think it's just so that they can make you smile later on, because they definitely do that. In episode 2, they make you smile. They make you smile, and they make you get a little emotional if you give a shit about the characters. There's my carrier I took off from. It's only got 5 planes on it, huh? More below deck, hopefully. Some, what are these, frigates? They're not destroyers. Woo, I know I'm not pulling any G's, but I'm definitely... That's what makes me feel dizzy, when I go with these weird angles and I look to the side and get all that visual context. I know I'm looking over my right shoulder or my left shoulder and tilting slightly downward, but I don't feel anything moving, but I feel like I'm moving when I look at that sea. Man, and then in episode 2, man, they start doing with they started actually pretty early on, giving you indications that things are going to be like this, but they start doing what I believe most of these live action series or whatever are going to be doing. And it's trying to emulate Game of Thrones now that it's over. They're trying to step into the Game of Thrones power vacuum and steal their fans right quick. Most likely because this world, it's like probably what Game of Thrones started to feel like, their world started to feel like toward the end. It's just, everything is dirty. Everyone has secrets. Everyone is a killer. Almost everyone is some sort of thief or liar or some sort of killer or whatever. It's just like it makes you feel like a world where everybody's
Caution.
betraying everybody. And man, it's just like, it's a cool world to put him in, but it's just like, man, everybody's so suspect. And I like it. I think that I think that's what people believe is the medieval reality, even though it's probably not. The
Caution. Pull up.
medieval world that they put him in, honestly,
Caution. Pull
is
up.
probably closer to the world we live in today. Just more downtrodden, more beat up, and less technology, and people were still probably just regular people, you know, with aside from some uh, cultural, like a few cultural differences given the region. But man, they just make it seem like everybody's
Caution.
sinister in some way or fashion, or everybody's just kind of, yeah, and there are only a few characters that seem like they're pure. It's that kind of world, which is, like I said, it's not the worst thing. I feel like that's a cool look for
Caution.
the
Pull up.
Witcher series.
Caution.
But man, I kind of yearn to see a more
Caution. Pull
colorful.
up.
Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo!
Caution.
Yeah.
Pull up.
Yeah, it's awesome. But man, it's like, yeah, look at that water splash. Woo! I've been trying to make that happen because I tried to do that for my mom and my dad, and they got to see it, but they didn't get to see it really well. But and I sure wasn't flying with the stick whenever I showed them around and showed them combat in VR. I definitely wasn't flying with the stick because that would have been a lot more wild. But yeah, it's just like, man, nothing but good things to say. And then I think you start out with Ciri, and this is not Ciri as you see her in The Witcher 3. This is Ciri as she was probably in the first like few books or something, or like this is young Ciri, and you get to see Yennefer and yeah, you get to see Yennefer and I think Dandelion. I'm trying to figure out what all characters are making appearances. But you get to see these characters, Yennefer and I think Dandelion, and yeah, and Ciri's in there, and it's different. It's not what I expected at all. I haven't read the books, mind you, so I don't know what to expect from them. But man, it's just like to compare them to the people that they become in The Witcher 3, or in that spot in their history, to compare them in that way, it's just like, wow, I don't see a lot of it coming, and I hope that they're faithful to the books, because the books are the basis of the stuff, and I really want them to pay that homage, you know, because it's great material that they're creating from it, and I'm hoping that the books are that good, because eventually I want to come around and read them. But yeah, the world is just a lot darker than I expected it. Ready to see it be more colorful, but they have some moments, some bright, shiny moments, and I can appreciate that. Kudos to Henry Cavill and the rest of the cast that make this show a reality, and the people writing this stuff, and people directing it, putting it on the screen, and people handling the author of the original books legally in court and settling things, and the people at CD Projekt Red that are working with this guy, because Lord knows, even if he is the writer, the basis for this stuff, even if he was hella greedy and hella spiteful, when he learned that The Witcher was actually doing well for itself. He thought that the video games were gonna flop. He thought it was gonna be stupid. I think he said he thought that like people who play video games were like they were morons and they were like intellectually like inferior to him or some bullshit. Which just raised an eyebrow because it's like, bro, you write fiction novels, the things of your imagination, bro. Video games, it's all they are. It's something. It's imagination. You're make believing that you are in whatever role. I'm make believing that I'm flying this fighter jet. I am in no way piloting this fighter jet, or I wouldn't be here on this couch talking to you. I'd be watching my footage from a GoPro, thinking about how badass I am, and how badass it is to have that job and to serve in that way. And probably hurling from some of the maneuvers that I do in this video game. But yeah, kudos to all of them, and I only expect and I only see and hear good things regarding this series. And that song at the end, Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. At first, when I heard about the title, because there's already stuff up on YouTube, I was like, this is gonna be cool. I'm like, okay, toss a coin to your Witcher. It's a little cheesy, but it sounds like it'd be kind of catchy. It's a little catchy little name. Man, after you watch that episode and all the things that happen, that song rings just right in your ear. You're like, wow, yeah, for real. I can get down with that. Yeah, I can get down to that. That's my shit right there. Toss a coin to your Witchers. Toss a coin. Toss them a coin. And man, I guess that'll conclude the VR sortie. Yeah, that'll do it.